Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to church on such a glorious day. We're going to start our service in just a moment, as soon as the piano player gets his music in front of him. Anyhow, we're going to start our service right now by singing our opening chant, God is all there is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. God is all there is. God is all there is. I am one with God, 'cause God is all there is. Joy.
Good morning. I am Reverend Sydney. I'm the assistant minister here at the North Hollywood Church of Religious Science. And I want to welcome you to the place that absolutely knows that there is something radically right, wonderful, and divine about you. And we are so glad that you have come today to share that with us. If you are live streaming, welcome live streamers. Please go ahead and enter your location in the chat so we can know where you are and we can greet you and love you. And for those of you here in the room, please, 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 please silent your cell phones. I'm begging you. Anyway, let's turn within. So we turn within with love, with peace, with the deep awareness that there is a power for good in the universe and we can use it. That one mind, that one divine intelligence, that wisdom which has created and sustains all life has chosen to show up here today as each and every one of us. And that we each possess that divine DNA and individualize it. We express it. We are connected both with God and with each other, with all life. And it is from that shared divinity, that shared holiness, that I speak my word now for this day, for this service, knowing that it unfolds in a complete order of joy, of delight, of discovery. For we are here to discover more of who and what we are. We discover the truth and we allow it to inform us on every level. So I bless our time together. I bless Dr. Mark, knowing that he is that open, available channel for good, that which he desires to say, which Spirit desires to say through him, comes through clearly and wonderfully. That there is heart in this room. I bless the music, knowing that it lifts us, it opens us, it shifts us into that place of absolute receptivity. And how wonderful that we can bless our technology and all of the people who serve our church, who come forth in our digital ministry, so that we might be one with everyone, both seen and unseen. We are so grateful for all of this, and we know that all life is supporting us, that indeed this universe has conspired for good, and we claim it this day. We choose to know it. We choose to glow it, for it is the truth of who and what we are. So with delight, with gratitude, with enthusiasm, I release this word into the law of mind, knowing it is already so. And together we say, Amen.
In my life, I am loved. I am healed. Is in my life. I am healed. I am blessed. Of God are in my life. I am blessed.
Would you please rise and join me in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Please remain standing for our congregational song, Make a Joyful Noise. 1, 2, 3. Make a joyful noise. Lift your voices to the sky. Make a joyful noise to your source and your supply. Celebrate as one. Grateful for this time we share. Celebrate as one. Unified as we declare God is love. God is peace. God is joy. God is unity. God is good. All is God. God is here. God is you and me. Sing with all your heart. Put away all fear and strife. Sing with all your heart. All is well, say yes to life. God is love. God is peace. God is joy. God is unity. joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. Make a joyful noise. God is love.
Oh, wonderful. So as we are getting seated, I invite you to take your places. Would you do me a favor? Turn over to your left and wave to that camera, because that's where all our live streamers are watching. So we want them to know we love them. And turn around to each other and offer some love, a namaste, a smile. All right. Isn't it good to be together? You know, this is the thing. Coming back again after all of those years apart, being in quarantine, and now we come back into this room is such a juicy experience. You know, in a few weeks we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving dinner, and I got to tell you, you cannot eat turkey through a screen. So it's really good to be here together. At any rate, we're going to spend some time in silent meditation. Our spiritual practice is what anchors us to the truth of knowing who and what we are. It anchors us to that truth that we are that divine in expression. So I invite you to simply relax into this chair, be where your body is. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Begin to notice your breath. And if your mind wanders, just simply bring it back silently, perhaps repeating the mantra, God's the love that I am. God is the love that I am. And I will bring us back into the awareness of this room in 5 minutes.
from the sky, a drop of rain falls on the ground. Plant a seed for the river, growing, flowing by. You keep on flowing by. Keep on floating by. Wash my soul in the river. See my sorrows drift from sight. Oh, dusty dreams on the water come up clean and bright. Oh, river running wild, river running wild. I am the river, dancing in the light. When I rise and fall, hear the rhythm call. River running wild. River running wild, river running wild. In my heart lies an ocean, like the never-ending sky, where all rivers come together, joining you and I. Hey, keep on flowing by. Yeah, keep on flowing by. Oh, river running wild, keep on flowing by.
Great. Wonderful. Thank you. All right, good morning. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy to be together with you. You know, Science of Mind, our teaching, which I dearly, dearly love. I often say to people, you know, Science of Mind, if you can get a hold of this, if you can start to work with this, boy, this can be a real comfort in your life. And they look at me and I say, okay, but not always right away, right? I mean, because it takes a while, right? Because consciousness doesn't change. Generally, consciousness doesn't change like that. I know it's possible, but in my experience, the way consciousness evolves most of the time is one little increment at a time, one little bit at a time. So not always right away. Why? Because, you know, also why I think Science of Mind is not comforting right away is that sometimes we, although I think our personality, something within us wants to hear the truth, there's also a bigger part of our personality that doesn't want to hear spiritual truth, that we just don't want it. You know, because the truth, what I know about truth is that truth does not coddle us, does it? You know, it does not give in or bend itself to our comfort zones. And so what I see again and again is that people keep trying to bring truth down to the level of their current circumstances. They try to bring truth down to what's not working in their life. And when what we need to do is to lift our consciousness up to the level of truth. Ask ourselves, how can I apply, hey, I'm working in here, be quiet. How can I apply spiritual principle to my circumstances today? Right? Because we are told you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Well, I agree. And sometimes it is hard to know, to really know the truth. Particularly if we're sick or tired or for whatever reason especially resistant. That is exactly the time when we need to be studying the truth and affirming the truth and endeavoring to live by the truth. Because to abandon truth in your hour of need is not to know the truth at all. So I suspect we have all abandoned truth at some point. I know I have, right? It just seemed too difficult at the time. I just couldn't get there. Now, in Science of Mind for some time, I have more tools available to me. You have tools. You know what the tools are. Basically, what we do is that we meditate and we pray and we study and we find a place to be of service and we tithe. And the ones, I don't know, about 5 years or so that it hit upon me that these are also equally as important is to forgive. Forgiveness is maintenance. It's a daily thing. And also to practice gratitude, which is also a daily thing. But sometimes I'm really stubborn. I don't know about you. Like, I know that those things will help me. I know that if I'm in a funk and I'm driving, I'm on the freeway, and I'm all inside, right? I know that if I take like my chant CD and I'm going to chant God's the love that I am, I know if I just put that in, right, that in a matter of seconds, I will feel better. But my mind says, but don't put it in just yet. Just don't. Go for another exit or two. Just so you've thoroughly hashed this all out, so I've really gotten into the pit and rolled around, and it's like, okay, and I put the CD in, I start chanting, God's the love that I am, God's the love that I am, and almost immediately I feel better. So many years ago, how many years ago? Well, God, there's more to choose from all the time, aren't there? But many years ago, decades ago, I was, what it is? What I realize is that in this one lifetime, I feel like I have lived many different lives, don't you? At some point, it's like there was this life, and then there was this life, and oh my God, then there was that life, and thank God that one was really short. Oh, I'm really good for that, But I feel like I've had so many lifetimes in this one. So many years ago, but actually in this lifetime, I used to bake for a restaurant. And I would go in about 4 in the morning, most mornings of the week. And it was wonderful because it was quiet. I was alone, and I had a routine. I'd go in, and the first thing I'd do after I turned on the lights is I'd go over to the espresso machine and give it a big hug, turn it on, and say, you're going to be warm very soon, and so am I. And I would make myself a significant latte. And then I would take out, now I'm really dating myself here, I know, but I would take out my cassette recorder, which I brought with me to work every morning, and I'd put that cassette recorder up on the rack right in front of where I was going to do my work, and I would play metaphysical tapes, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to inundate my consciousness with the spiritual truth, which, I got to tell you, being alone at the restaurant by myself listening to truth, I felt really, really evolved. And everything was going good. And I was one with the universe, and I'm one with all people, and I'm one with life, and I'm just feeling nothing but love. And then the rest of the staff would come in. And it'd be like, okay, I better get here at 3 tomorrow and start early and see how I do. But I would listen to ministers who really inspired me, and I would hear them over and over again. The whole time I'm baking away. But the idea was that I really knew I needed to inundate myself with this kind of thinking, because I had grown up with a very different kind of thinking. If there's thinking that's 180 degrees away from this, that was me. Right? Now, God created each and every one of us as whole. We believe that. We teach that in the Science of Mind. That means that we lack nothing. right? Now, this is very different from the messages that I think that we are bombarded with by the world around us. Because the message from the world around us, the one that I seem to hear very often is, outer things will make you okay. Yeah, that's what you need. You need some better, different, some more outer stuff to make you lovable, acceptable, enough. You know, this toothpaste or this car or this, I don't know what, deodorant is going to make you so attractive and lovable in the universe. Now, the truth is you are that right now. Really, you are. And you say, well, how can that be? So many things seem not right. Because you are of God. You are of God. That is the foundation of what we teach. God in you is not missing or lacking anything. So whereas many of us have felt at some time that there was something fundamentally wrong with us, you know, we like to say here that there is something fundamentally right about us. You say, well, there is. Well, what could that possibly be? What's right about us is that we are the offspring of God. Therefore, God lives, God dwells within and as each and every one of us. So how do we let other people have their own path? No, because this necessarily is going to come up. I know that so if we look at people we're close to, particularly, we say, well, you know, I know that they are struggling right now. I know that they're off base. I have to tell them the truth, don't I? Not if they're not asking for it. Not if they're not asking for your help or guidance or input. Now that's hard because I believe that we're essentially compassionate people, and compassion naturally arises because we care, right? And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But we must remember the words of Ernest Holmes, that the soul is on a journey. The journey is back to the Father's house, and everybody makes it. And if Ernest were to add something else, he would probably add something like, and God isn't asking you for input on the directions, right? You know, the soul is on a journey. The journey is back to the Father's house, and everybody makes it. So what I have to do, you know what I have to do concerning other people is I have to stay on my side of the fence. I can know the truth for you. I can know the truth about you. I can speak my word for you. I can send you love, all from this side of the fence. All from this side. See, because every soul has their own path. You know, every soul has their own path. So how many of you have had a path that doesn't look anything like what you thought it might look like? Oh, yeah. Again and again and again. It's like, wow, I never thought this would be part of my life. Never thought this would be part of my journey. Never thought, on and on and on. So every soul has their own path. We say, I want them to avoid this difficult lesson that I have learned. You know, I could make their life so much easier if they would listen to me, right? Well, you can offer or make a suggestion, but then you have to let it go, right? It is, after all, their path. And we cannot walk out someone else's karma for them. Remember, we can say, I love you. I care about you. I will be with you in consciousness. I will pray for your highest and greatest good, and I will do that for you every day. But I cannot make it so you don't have to experience whatever is ahead for you as far as what life lessons the universe is presenting you with. Years ago, we had a Reverend Matt here with us, and he frequently used to say to me, well, Mark, it's the mystery of life. It is what it is. Yeah, and I know exactly. I say, what? And he said, well, that's the mystery of life. It just is what it is. So I came across something and I thought, okay, this makes even a little better sense than that to me. Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh has said, things are as they are, right? Things are as they are. I suffer because I have imagined it differently. Oh, God. That is so true. That, for me, that is so, so true. So, the world that we live in today, it challenges us, doesn't it? I mean, every day there's stuff in the news that could really, really challenge us. And what it does, you know, I find again and again, it just takes me to my knees, you know, because I cannot befriend intentional harm, right? That one is just a really, really difficult one for me, you know. I would say my own battered hopes, my own anger, my rage, my sadness, it all gets in here, right? And as metaphysicians, I think we try to resist anything that looks like suffering. You know, when we say, well, this doesn't have the right to be here. I resist. I try to push it out, push it down, push it away, right? But how do I hold this suffering? In suffering, whether it's mental or emotional or physical, I find that it feels lonely. I think because, though, here's the good news. I think because we are all one, I have the opportunity to open to all beings that are also experiencing difficulties, right? So I know I'm not the only one in the universe. I'm not the only one in the world. I'm not the only one on Earth. I'm not even the only one in North Hollywood, right? There are lots of beings that are experiencing lots of difficulties. And so I find this to be really helpful, that remembering that I'm connected with all people everywhere, that reminds me that I'm not suffering alone, and neither are they. Right? See, I think we can't stop caring, you know, because it's only confusing to our head. I don't think there's anything that's confusing to our heart. And so we want to come forward as beings who respond to difficulty and the suffering, what's not right in the world. We want our heart to be responding to that, I think. I believe we have to keep feeling it to come out on the other side. You know, and I know people don't want to feel uncomfortable things or unpleasant things, but you know, the way out is always through. You know, you've got to feel every feeling. You know, for years in Science of Mind, my experience was people were in complete denial about their feelings. You know, they thought there was somehow something unspiritual or unevolved about their feelings, and so people used to just, I think, push them down a lot and don't even think about your feelings. Just keep going for your goal. Well, you know, I think that we have to feel every feeling to fully, you know, move through it and get the learning from it. And this is how we move from tending to those feelings to getting to the tenderness. So there's a poet, Ellen Bass, and she wrote, "For good reason, I thought my heart was something I needed to hide from the world in order to survive." And that may have been true for many of us, that we thought our heart was something we needed to hide so we could survive, so that we could even just exist in the world. You know, but at the end of the day, for me, it comes down to this. Did I love well today? Did I love well today? You know, did I let my heart respond, or was I all about responding with my head? You know? Now, if my heart was responding, maybe what I had to give into that situation was some love and some kindness. Maybe it was to extend some compassion or appreciation or even joy, some equanimity. Any of those things would be wonderful, wonderful responses. See, you know, we can all see that our world is changing. And you may feel, as I will say, all right, not you, I have felt on some days that we were beyond the threshold of turning it around. You know, because it just looks so big to me. But I believe, but when I sit with this, honestly, when I sit with this and close my eyes and say, okay, God, what's the truth? What I always come up with is that love is bigger. Love is bigger than any bleak stuff that anyone can throw our way. So yes, sometimes we may feel like a pinball machine being thrown down a flight of stairs. Yes, I understand that. But love is bigger than that. It really is. So whatever is in the way, those things that we've been telling ourselves, oh, if I could just get this handled, if this person would just, you know, I don't know, move to Europe or something like that, you know? I mean, I want it to be good for them, so like they can pick a wonderful country somewhere, you know? I mean, but see, this is the thing that I think we have not been recognizing, is the obstacle is actually the doorway, right? Because if truth can be found anywhere, it has to be found right here. Now, I want to share with you a recipe that comes from a wonderful, wonderful metaphysical teacher, Emmett Fox. Many of you have read some of his work. I certainly have. I love his stuff. Let me tell you something about his consciousness. My understanding is he had a church in New York City for 20 years, maybe more, but I know for 20 years for sure. And in New York, in the summer, lots of people leave town for the weekend. You know, because, you know, would you rather go be at the beach or would you rather be in Manhattan on a nice hot Sunday morning, right? So what Emmett Fox would do is that he figured out that New Yorkers were pretty much not going to come to church in June, July, or August. So he closed the church. And he said, I'll see y'all in September. And that's when he would travel, and he was a great writer, prolific, and he would do all his writing during that time of travel away. And then in September, everybody would come back. And now that worked great for New York. I would never even try such a thing here. Plus, you know, I just don't like to be away that long. So anyway, Emmett Fox gives us this wonderful technique, this wonderful way to get out of difficulty, to get out of trouble, to get out of how we're obsessing about someone, our parents, our spouse, our children, whatever that is. And it works in your consciousness if you do it. And I got to say, this is one of those things where persistence really, really pays off. Now, we know when we talk about this all the time in Science of Mind that God is all-powerful. Every person can draw on God's power because that's infinite. Now, God does the work, and we are the channel for this divine action. So, if we have an open mind, and I'm sure we all do because we're here today, and we have sufficient faith, so even if you didn't come in with faith, you're going to leave with faith, right? This is the rub. Stop thinking about the difficulty and think about God instead. That's it. Now, it sounds extraordinarily simple, but like so many things on the path of spiritual truth, it's simple but hard to do. You know, it challenges us to stop thinking about the difficulty and think about God instead. I mean, really, it couldn't be any simpler, could it? You know, so what do you know about God? God is life. God is truth. God is love, on and on. God is all-knowing, all-powerful, everywhere present. God is all-loving. Right? If you are thinking about your difficulty, you're not thinking about God. If you're thinking about the difficulty someone you love is in, you're not thinking about God. The goal is to drive the difficulty out of your consciousness by thinking about God so much there's no room for that difficulty to take up any space in your thinking. Now, this is not about influencing anybody else's conduct, right? And if you have somebody in your life who you think their conduct could be improved, well, lucky you. And lucky them, because they will be better and wiser and happier and more filled with light and love because you use this technique that Emmett Fox calls the golden key. You golden key them, and they don't even need to know it. See, you can be golden keying all those talking heads on TV, and they don't even know you. They don't even know your name, right? And so here's how I think it works really, really well for me, is that I will say some statement of truth. You know, God is within me, and God is within them. Now, I'm going to think about the greatness of God, the bigness of God, the powerfulness, the lovingness, the abundance of God. I'm thinking about the truth that I know, that I believe about God. And if your mind wanders, you just come back to it again and again and again. And so this is what I want us to practice this week. Something very simple. That every time you think of the problem, I'll just call it the problem, and you know which one, you already know which one you're going to use, don't you? You already know which one you're going to work on this week, because I certainly do. I knew at about 3:30 this morning which one I was going to work on. And I was very excited about that every time that comes up, we will think about God instead. Let's pray. Thank you. All right, so let's turn our attention inward for a moment, becoming still and focusing on the Spirit, the power, the presence, the reality of God within each and every one of us. I know God is the truth of our being, that God is that presence, power, and principle active within our own soul. And as we recognize this truth, I know not only am I one with God, but so is everyone here, that we are all connected on the unseen side of life. And so in this awareness of our oneness with God and with each other, I speak the word for us that today we have a tool within our grasp that can change everything. That instead of thinking and focusing and imagining and talking about the problem incessantly, what we do is quite simple. We think about God instead. And if our mind wanders, we just gently bring it back to thinking about God instead. What's the truth about God? God is life and love and truth and abundance and wholeness. And we think about God instead of the problem. And by doing this repeatedly, consistently, I know that we are lifted up above conditions, because conditions are an effect. They are never the cause in our life or the lives of those we love. And I know for certain that conditions change all the time. So now we include in our prayer our family members, parents and children, all of those we love and hold near and dear, and we see them in our mind's eye, and we claim the spiritual truth about each and every one of them, that they are loved and loving and lovable, that they are a perfect expression of God. All of their needs are met. They are peaceful. Their life is good in every way. We let our prayer be a blessing energy in the world that we live in. So all of these circumstances that look so chaotic, that look so unpeaceful, we know that God is present even there. In the midst of all of that seeming chaos, love is more powerful. Love is greater. And so we know that that love of God is present in every single person, whether they're experiencing it or demonstrating it or not. God is there. We bless our church. We bless all churches everywhere. Synagogues and temples and mosques and ashrams, all paths to God. And I'm certain that we are blessed by being together today, that there is healing available for each and every one of us, and we welcome it. And so with an open, gracious, full heart, I say thank you, God, that this is the truth. I release this word into God's perfect law, and so it is. Together we all say, Amen. All right, we'll sing one time together.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
All right, I invite you to hold your gift over your heart, and we'll say our statement of giving together. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief, and it does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. Thank you very much.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
It's called Moving Up to God's House. It's about the consciousness of Christ within us. How apropos. I'm moving up to God's house. That's where I'll be. Moving up to God's house. That's where I will be. I've got my bags packed. I don't need them. I've been carrying them so long. 'Cause everything I need is where I'm going. 'Cause that's where I belong. 'Cause I'm moving up to God's house. If you want me, that's where I'll be. This you and me. Don't you know? Up in God's house.
Wow, I would live in that neighborhood. Absolutely. So I want to thank our band. Gia Chimbotti, I want to thank you. And our digital ministry team, thank you so much. Without you, well, we wouldn't be seen and heard in a lot of places. But I'm so glad that you're all here, by the way. So thank you. And if it's your first time, we have a special gift for you and a welcome packet. So if you head out those doors once we are complete here, there's a table and you can get lots of information, and I hope that you will take advantage of that. On your bulletin, you're going to see how you can make donations to our church through our text to give number. There's a QR code. You can also always go to our website, nhcrs.org/give. Prayer with a practitioner is available right after this service. Just come up to the front of the room and we will hold the truth for you. If you're on Zoom, stay there, and if you are on another platform, jump over to Zoom and you will get prayer. Every morning at 9:45, we have junior church. So from toddler to teen, in between, we hope that you will take advantage of that. This Wednesday night, Heart of Healing service with me, I hope that you will join us. The meditation's at 6:50, the service is at 7 o'clock, and it's going to be a special music and message service, and the function of the whole thing, the title is, I'm So Grateful. So our Christmas Giving Tree event, here we are again. You can make a child and a family's Christmas a very joyful one. So we have adopted the children at North Valley Caring Services, as we do every year, and practitioner Gail Palat is going to be on the patio starting today. So you can go meet her there, and she's going to be distributing names and gift ideas. We need all of the gifts delivered to the church, unwrapped, but in an appropriate sized gift bag by December 3rd, because we will be distributing those gifts at a Christmas party at North Valley on December 12th. The men's group is meeting today at 11 o'clock in the Ernest Holmes room. Hey, Shay. Women's group is going to meet at 1 o'clock in junior church. The guest speakers today are practitioner Matt Plaskovic and Reverend Christine Pena. Okay, buckle up. On Friday night, this Friday, we have a very special event. Our Creative Arts Ministry is presenting a play reading of the classic Neil Simon comedy, God's Favorite. It's an updated and comedic retelling of the biblical book of Job, and it stars Dr. Mark Vierra and this chick, Sydney Steen. She's a minister too, I don't know. And a cast of our NHCRS All-Stars. Fellowship and refreshments afterward on the patio. Suggested donation is $10, and that starts at 7 o'clock on Friday. Be there, please. It'll be so much fun. Our health and wellness ministry, which is one of our newest ministry, is having an intro talk, and this ministry is headed by our practitioner, Matt Plaskovic, and he will be presenting his top 15 wellness tips. That's a week from today, from 1 to 1:30 here in the sanctuary. He will be introducing this mission, or this ministry and its mission, and he's spent a lot of time in the wellness field, corporate and individually, and so we think that you will enjoy this. And part of this is you can speak to him about what you believe a ministry like this could provide. The Intricacy of Sound Healing Workshop with practitioner Suze Webster. Okay, so you know, this bowl here is for more than just whacking with a stick. She does a whole thing. It will, it's good. Hey, it's my turn. She will be having an amazing experiential workshop. I know I'm going to hear about that later, right? She's going to be exploring sound bowls and doing this whole healing protocol, and it's wonderful. She'll be talking about why we fall in love with these, and you can learn what each bowl brings in healing for the mind, the body, and spirit. So I hope that you will treat yourself to this afternoon of bliss. It's on the 19th, Sunday the 19th. So 2 weeks from today. The cost is $20, and you may sign up online. Thanksgiving dinner. Again, we're doing it this year. We did it last year, and it was so much fun. November 23rd at 3 o'clock. We are going to have turkey, fellowship, all the fixings. So we need you to sign up on the patio, or you can call the church office, because we need to know how many turkeys to get. But we'll be supplying all sorts of stuff. If you want to bring your own contributions to that, we welcome it. There will be vegetarian and vegan options. We have so much fun with this. Last year we were about 80 people. This year we're hoping to have about 140. So we would love for you to join us. Wouldn't that be so much better than, that other thing with those people that you have to golden key all the time? Join Dr. Mark for a trip to Machu Picchu, April 18th to the 26th, 2024. Yeah.
Peruvian folk song
It
adapted by Paul Simon, El Condor Pasa.
It is a Peruvian folk song, and you'll be singing it the whole time you're there. The details and brochures can be found on our website and the patio, so don't miss out on that. I think we have a few openings left. So we have a Zoom virtual patio before and after our Sunday, Wednesday services. We have a Zoom meditation every morning, Monday through Saturday from 7:55 to 8:15. I want to invite you to go to our website, NHCRS.org, to get Zoom links and lots of other information. Sign up for our e-blast and learn about our events. And I'm out, baby.
Great. Thank you. All right, so we have practitioners who are here to pray with you. So practitioners, come on forward. If you would like prayer, just remain in the sanctuary. I thank you for choosing church. Let's stand and we'll sing. So please repeat after me. I'm at home in the heart of God.
I'm at home in the heart of God.
My life is anchored in truth.
My life is anchored in truth.
I can never be separate.
I can never be separate.
I live in the consciousness of peace.
I live in the consciousness of peace.
I release all fear.
I release all fear.
I am living love.
I am living love.
Now hold on, don't go anywhere. I have a little announcement. We're having a pancake breakfast today after service, so we'll add one more. I can never gain weight at church.
I can never gain weight at church.
And so it is. Amen. Thank you.